Billie Eilish on X said that the elite, the ones with wealth, should give a lot of their wealth away. Why do they need the billions? Elon Musk reacted by saying Billie Eilish is not the smartest tool in the box. How do we get here? Why is she getting involved? Is she right? Assalamu alaikum and welcome. This is the only way. Oh, the big debate, wealth tax. Should the billionaires have that much amount of billions? Currently, three billionaires in America have individually, not collectively, individually, more wealth than half of America, and that's the richest country in the world. So, should the billionaires be giving more?
Yes, welcome, Shani. So I think we're in quite an interesting era. What you're finding is many people are turning against the elites. Many people feel the system doesn't work for them anymore. Many people feel it's the 1% that are represented by governments and government policy. And there's been a lot of research by Oxfam and other organizations who actually find that the 1%, the elite of the elite, really have so much say over people's lives that it's become a problem. So what Billie Eilish is really doing is saying something that's on the lips of everybody. That there are some people that have obscene amounts of wealth, and there's other people who are struggling. I mean, just today, half the world's population won't be eating today because 3 billion people in the world live in poverty. You've now got poverty at high levels in Western countries. In the UK, for example, there are more food banks than there are McDonald's. That's the scenario we live in. And we keep getting told that the welfare budget needs to be cut, that needs to be reduced. That's eating into the economy. But the fact that the rich move a lot of their money abroad, the rich themselves actually don't pay that much taxes, but they make use of loopholes. The rich stand against wealth tax because a lot of their wealth is going to get taxed. And it's interesting Elon Musk responded because Elon Musk has made a career from subsidies. His businesses are successful not because he's innovating, it's because over half of the costs are covered by government subsidies. He goes into industries where government is giving lots of subsidies to make sure these industries become established and become profitable. So if you look at his rocket technology, if you look at his electronic vehicles, he actually receives significant public money. So in the case of Elon Musk, he actually has no leg to stand on. He literally has built a career over public money. So obviously these elites, they want to maintain their money, and that usually translates into influence and control as well. But we live in an era where people have had enough of this now. This is why people are voting for unconventional politicians, unconventional political parties, because what they feel the mainstream parties just represent the 1%, and people have had enough of it. And what Billie Eilish is saying is really just the most recent comment regarding this ongoing saga.
Yeah, and there's this beautiful hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu where Sallallahu said that you can envy a person for two reasons, and one of them is when there's a person with wealth and he spends it correctly, and the world is in such an upside down state at the moment where the one who can hold his wealth, hide his wealth, offshore his wealth, he's the one that's envied at the moment. And that's how the elites are looking at it, and that's how countries are looking at it when they're looking at other countries. Oh, this country's got friendly policies. It's got tax systems that attract the wealthy, and that's the discourse and conversation at the moment. Is actually how do we get these wealthy people into our countries? What do we do to make their lives easier, rather than actually they've got enough money. It's a stupendous amount of money that you can't even equate or make sense of. The numbers don't add up no more. And rather than saying why aren't they, which the average person is recognizes this, but the media, the political parties, the establishment is always talking about they're going to run it off, they're going to leave the country, they're not going to invest, they're not going to create jobs. So keep quiet, don't upset them. And that's the outrageous situation that we're in, where the ones who are causing the suffering, and that's what it is, they are a direct cause of the suffering of millions and millions of people, month on month, day in day out, of children and young people and ill people, that they have to be protected with kid gloves. And Billie Eilish, this has become such an issue even in America, where it's the richest country in the world. The conversation, the terminology of the conversation has changed from cost of living to affordability crisis. That's a constant affordability crisis. So the reaction of the Elons of the world is show that they are not the righteous people. They are not the safe hands in which wealth should be deposited. They are not the safe people who should decide how wealth is allocated. Rather, it's the spirit and the iman of Islam that pushes people to give, pushes people to support other people who are less fortunate, who need it and deserve just some basic foods, basic amenities. And you've seen this with the amount of zakat, the amount of sadaqah, the amount of support that's going into Gaza. There's trucks waiting to go in, not from big authorities, from big pockets, from everyday pockets. That's and if you had that Iman mixed with the wealth of the Elon Musk, all these problems would go away. Would go away. So the issue isn't wealth generating wealth. Where's the productivity? No, the issue is the ones who have it. Do they have the Iman? Do they have the belief? Do they have the want, the desire to solve these problems?
Yes, so for a lot of these people who earn lots of money, rather than actually helping your country, rather than helping people, so everyone's better off. Really, when you make the profit motive the fundamental driver, this is where these are the same people that will blame immigration for problems. These are the same people that will blame people on welfare. On the flip side, they will use tax avoidance to avoid paying tax. Donald Trump is trying to bring American companies back to America, which raises the question: why did these guys leave America in the first place? They left America because it was cheaper to make things abroad. They don't care about the country. They don't really care about the people. What they care about is they want to make a profit. And if they are making use of a nation's resources, infrastructure, then they should really be taxed. And when you have a very individual outlook, you will create fantastically wealthy individuals. But the problem here is when individuals are fantastically wealthy, they will control mineral resources, mineral wealth, industries which are essential for people to survive. And because everything should be in private hands, that puts them in a very unique position. They can decide which industries get oil, which industries get energy, which industries thrive, which industries don't thrive. So, with a lot of this wealth comes a lot of power. And that's why you find guys like Donald Trump, they need to be financed. Politicians need to be financed. It becomes one really big, greasy merry-go-round where they all support each other. And a lot of people now can see this and they've had enough of it. I mean, people haven't come up with a solution on what to do with it. But one solution people come up with is just don't vote for mainstream political parties anymore because they're there to represent the 1%. So the fact that people from all walks of life now can see this, from famous to your van driver, to your waiter, to your professional, it really doesn't bode well for the status quo to really continue. So definitely something to watch going forward. But you're seeing more and more people bringing this out now because we effectively live in a Hunger Games society where you have a few who are fantastically wealthy, but the vast majority are just trying to make ends meet. And it was 2 decades ago the Soviet Union collapsed, and capitalism's dominance was articulated. Every other ideology, in fact, progress was put to bed. With capitalism, the ultimate ideology for the world had won. However, 2 decades on, it's not looking very good. In fact, what capitalism has done is created more poverty, it's created more debt, and it's created more misery as well. And I think more and more people are going to keep pointing this out because it's becoming it's hard to avoid. Really, it's there in front of us.
Yeah, and I think the way the media is showing this as they're going into detail on tax fundings, tax raising, bond markets, stealth tax, tax on pence per mile, tax on national insurance employees, national insurance. There's so many different new and novel taxes, taxes on pensions now, that people are really asking the question, what is going on with the elite? why they're getting away with it, and it is a legitimate question, no matter all the excuses are saying. And yes, it is correct. They will move abroad. Why? Because we've got a outlook which says grab and run, take what you can and hold on to it with your dear life, even if it's beyond your means, but just hold on to it. And we've got pathways that allow the elite to do it. So these two combinations of the elite mentality, which is very sickening mentality, and the pathways that these parliaments have set up, which is again is sickening, has led to this mess, and millions and millions and millions of people are starving. So I think Billie Eilish is doing well in terms of raising it, putting herself out there, putting her neck on the line. I think she sees it as straightforward issue. We don't need to go talk about technical yields, bond markets, interest rates, selling gills and all these sort of things. It is just a case of the elite wealth being distributed as it should be, and a lot of the problems will go away. So leave your thoughts below, leave a comment. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.